Hey, I've just had my second private session with Peter Mulholland, and this is his school, which is the Central Coast School of Yoga.
Yep.
And Peter's got a really interesting kind of pedigree with yoga. We've already spoken. I know he started with Iyengar, then Ashtanga, and then he moved on and found an amazing teacher. Did it go like that?
No, I went the other way. What it was, I went to India
Yeah.
back in the 80s, because that was sort of what you did in those days. I did yoga out of a book for like 18 months, and then I went to India, and eventually I went to I did a teacher training course with the Vivekananda Kendra, and that was for a couple of months. And when I finished, they said, "You're a teacher." I'd done a lot of martial arts, and I reckon I wasn't anywhere near teacher degree, but I came back to Australia, and I had a friend, Simon Buttonshaw in Victoria, he'd already done 20 years of yoga. And I asked him to come and watch me teach one day if I was doing the right or wrong thing. And he said, "I've just found this teacher in Melbourne. You ought to come and see him." So Simon got me in contact with Shandor. Actually, Shandor came to talk and did a workshop. And as soon as we saw what he was doing, I was just like, "Forget teaching, mate. You got no idea." So I just became his student. I'm probably lucky because I'm still his student. So I'm one of the rare people in this world. I'm lucky I've got a teacher. It's one of the problems with a lot of people when they do yoga. They haven't got a teacher. They haven't got someone that's walked up the mountain before them and telling them what to do. So it's a nice mentorship. It's only because of him I've gotten to where I am, because when I see him, the things he tells me to do, I've never doubted. I just do it. And years later I go, "Is that why he told me to do that?"
Wow.
And then through him, because he was like one of Iyengar's top students worldwide. Shandor's still one of the best teachers in the world.
Where is he?
He teaches around the world. He's actually he's just moved to Melbourne. He's going to set up a school in Melbourne, I think. But he's been travelling the world for the last 25 years, just teaching around the world. But he's one of the only people, he is the only white person they've let into the Goraknath Math in India. He was the only, they won't even let many of the Indians in. But he did a couple of special things. They let him into this. It's like the original yoga school in India. It's going back 800 years or so. So he's a pretty unique individual. The reason I'm with him is because he's the best yoga student I know. He's still keener than anyone I know. The only person I've heard that did more yoga than him was Iyengar himself. Shandor still is like a beginner. He's just chasing the truth and the good stuff in the yoga. Yeah. So I just do what he tells me to do. He's developed a thing, shadow yoga. He's doing his thing, and he's but on even his recommendation, do what I'm doing, but do your thing. He taught me in a different way than a lot of other people. I've just got a very good student, teacher relationship with him that's developed over a long time. It's more a mateship now than anything. And he feeds me on a lot of good stuff. He tells me a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and a lot of the stuff. He's very well versed. He knows a lot of people in the yoga world, and his practice is unbelievable. His devotion to the practice is unbelievable. It's inspiring, and it's everything I know comes off him. But most of it, and to a certain degree, he says yes to that, but he says, "No, you earned it. You put the work in." So he taught me how to work. He taught me how to practice. And how to keep practice, and what to do and what to look for, and the mistakes everyone makes. Don't do this, it's just like, oh, why? Oh, that's why. And because he's got a lot of experience. He's got been practicing full on for all the different styles, and he's just picked up on getting better and better at all of them.
That's the whole reason why I've been saying to you, when I met Peter, I could feel this from him, because I could just feel that you're just completely next level. We've already had a bit of a brief conversation about the jokes of people going to Bali and actually becoming a yoga teacher in 6 weeks. So you just heard how Peter sees that. It's actually, it's not really funny, because it's actually dangerous, isn't it?
No. Yoga. What the sad part nowadays, yoga's a multi-million-dollar industry, millions and billions of dollars. So everyone's tapping into the money. So when I started years ago, there was never a thing called teacher training. It was just like you did what I did, a 3-year apprenticeship. You hung with a teacher and you stay with them, and you learn off by hanging with them. And you have a relationship with your teacher, which was traditional.
Of course.
And nowadays it's like people don't have teachers. They go and do a course, and they give them a piece of paper and say you're a teacher. And I did one of those, with the Vivekananda people. I was the only white person there. And I felt when they gave it to me, I'm not a teacher, I'm just like a student. So basically what they should be giving you with those courses is a piece of paper to say, now you're a yoga student. It's like you're a swimmer. You've only just learned to swim.
Yeah.
I don't know about you going teaching this stuff, because you can hardly swim yourself. you're going to have to practice this for a lot of years before you teach it. Because I know in those courses they teach them a posture and they go, now go and teach it. And I go, half the people haven't even done the posture, they don't even know what they're doing. So what they teach rubs off onto the students. And then nowadays they all start teacher training courses. Then the next lot of people start teaching training courses. All yoga schools have got teacher training courses because they make more money out of it, and it fills people's egos more than anything, because people come and go, I want to be a teacher. And I go, you can't even swim. How can you teach other people to swim if you can't swim? You've got to actually become a swimmer before you become a swimming teacher. Like a yogi, you want to be a yogi before you become a yoga teacher. So that's one of the problems you get with that. And Shandor's stuck by his guns with that, and so have I. That's why I don't, we teach a little bit differently here.
Oh, it's fantastic. And for me, I mean, I've already done a vlog today, Peter, and I was saying, what it was like for me to wake up this morning going, okay, I've got to wake up and do soft cock yoga,
I call it the other way around. I go, what we do is hardcore, what the other guys do is soft.
No, what I mean is that for me, what I'm doing now, I'm just pulling myself apart, and how subtle is my practice. But it's changing me already. In 2 days, I feel completely different compared to how I normally feel doing my, salutations and all that, which I'm just pulling my body out of structure the whole time.
I know the standard in this school, my students stand out anywhere they go in the world. They stand out in yoga classes. People look at them and go, my God, are you a teacher? And they go, no, I'm just a student. And they go, you're far above everyone else. My students stand out in the Iyengar school. I know that. I've heard comments, they've told me, the teachers in the Iyengar Institute have come up and said, who teaches you? And they stand out. And a lot of my students, they might only do the simple stuff, but their yoga's powerful. I've been to other yoga schools. I went to some of the ones in Sydney, and they're just like, I go, most of the stuff you're teaching is not yoga. And at the end of the class, they go, thank everyone around you and tell them they did good yoga. And I looked around me and I went, none of you people around me did good yoga. You're bloody doing terrible yoga. And I felt sad. I thought the teachers told them they've done good yoga, and they didn't do good yoga at all. It's almost like saying you're at school and you did good work when you didn't. Tell them the truth and show them what they've got to do to improve. Don't feed them bullshit. And it's good though, because it feeds their egos. The people feel, I'm going to keep giving you my money. It's a money-making thing. You're better to be honest and tell someone, hey, you're doing it wrong. Do it this way, and you won't get a problem. But that's a sort of...
I know. Well, it's just amazing that here you are on the sleepy Central Coast, and like the yoga's best kept secret.
You know why? Because Shandor told me to do that.
Yeah, of course.
He said, don't get involved with all the yoga associations. Don't get involved with anyone else. And I did. I don't go and get involved in associations. I don't go and teach anywhere else. I just teach here.
And go surfing.
And it's non-polluted.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not disjointed in the practice.
No.
And he told me this best school he ever taught at in the world was in India, and he said they teach you basics for 2 years. You only learn the basics. You learn the Pavan Muktasana, real simple stuff for 2 years. And he said then, when you go to teach these guys, he goes, they can do anything because they're in their body, they know what they're doing. Most Westerners, we're in a hurry. And that's why they fall apart.
Yeah,
that's why most people's yoga practices are crap.
Exactly. That's actually what's happened to me. And also, what you said to me the other day at the, I just had to change my shoulder. You said to me the other day, well, not me, but generally, you said the majority of immune issues, immune problems, like as in autoimmune diseases, overthinking. Yeah.
Too much in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just totally what's going on. And so that's why we have an epidemic in the world today of autoimmune diseases.
Stress comes out. Eventually it builds up in your body, and it creates unease and dis-ease and all the problems that come with it. That modern medicine has trouble with fixing up because half the time they're doing the same thing. So it's actually what can you reduce? The stress. If you can reduce the stress, you're cutting off the cause of the problem. You're not just fixing up the band-aids and the symptoms. You're cutting off the cause of the problem. But it's not easy to do because you've got to reduce the stress. And for a lot of people, it's been building up for like a long time. It's not like a week of stress. It's like decades.
Yeah.
So you've got a fair bit to undo.
And
but if you undo it, you fix up the problem.
And it's like being with your breath when you're washing up, driving the car. It's continuously bringing yourself back to your breath in the shower.
It's called paying attention.
Yeah.
To everything.
Yeah. However, it is beyond mindfulness, as in that's the next money making thing in the world is mindfulness, because it's all been stolen from yoga. The Jewish psychologist that's created this epidemic of everyone going for mindfulness courses.
Yoga's like sex was in the 60s. If you put sex with toothpaste, people bought it. You put sex with a shirt, people bought it. Nowadays, they put yoga, you put it with a housing loan or I don't know, whatever, you know, and people go, shit, I'm going to get involved in it. So people make money out of the yoga. So the next one's mindful. They go, you're mindful. And I go, the people, you better be careful what you're doing with that one, because you want to know what you're doing. Because if you're playing around with your mind and you do it wrong, you can get pretty screwed up. Yeah, because you can't get your mind to fix your mind. You've got to use your breath. It's a different thing. So even mindfulness stuff, I get people coming here, they go, I'm a mindful teacher. I go, yeah, it's all right. And I watch them and I go, you're not very good at it. You actually teach this to other people. I feel sorry for the people that are paying you money, because you can't even do it, but you're teaching someone else, but you did a quick course in it.
Exactly.
And they make money. They go, I paid $1,000, did a course, they give me a piece of paper, now I can go and make money teaching it, and that just rolls on, and there's generations of that happening, but there's not many good ones.
And we call it bogus yoga?
No, boga's a state of mind
Yeah.
where you think you're doing yoga, but you're not.
Ah.
So yoga's when you are paying attention.
Yeah.
Yep, but boga's when you think you're paying attention, but you're actually not. So we spend more time doing boga in our real life than yoga.
Yeah. That's what we're good at. That's what we're very good at. Well, I'm coming back for the next few days. This is shape-shifting me, and I'm just beyond blessed, really, to have met you.
Come on.